Guys, welcome to this unboxing video. Please do remember that my content, whether it be this unboxing, which is thanks to the help from the French Open, or the fact that I stream live events from all over Europe, comes to you thanks for the support I receive on patreon.com. So please do consider going over to patreon.com and dropping $1 a month or whatever you want to give there. It makes a big deal, and it's becoming a lot more, I'm becoming a lot more dependent on it to be able to bring you some of the best tournaments in the world. So once again, that's patreon.com/First Earth. The link will be in the description. And now let's get on with the unboxing. Also, please do note I've not put ads on these videos, yeah, because the Patreon is what supports me. Hi guys, welcome back to the second Wave 14 unboxing. Okay, once again, if you've seen the XIV expansion at the French System Open in Paris, the guys from commercial and marketing in Asmodee France and Fantasy Flight Games in France, as a sign of thanks, gave me the new expansions that were there on display as kind of display pieces. They let me take them home with me as a sign of thanks. And to begin with, there was this doubt about whether or not I could spoil what was inside it, so I kept that secret. But I received an email this morning saying, yep, go ahead, no problem from us. We've got confirmation from the powers that be. So moving straight over to the main camera, there's your box. Saul's Renegades, les Renegades du Saul, expansion pack d'extension, contiene les éléments pour Star Wars X1 Second Edition. Of course, my French is terrible, so no surprise there. But let's get on to this. Have a quick take out the box thing first and put that there at the back. We're not going to need to look at that right now. Let's have a quick look at these models. There's nothing really new here. I'm going to angle the camera down actually. Again, get a better shot of these. Okay, nothing particularly new here apart from the paint job. We'll have a quick look at that. But yeah, no big deal here. So here comes the U-Wing first. Have a quick look at that paint job. Whoa. There's some nice weathering effects there you can see on the front and the tip. Definitely gives it a lot more of a used combat feel than as if it was a Renegade outfit. Yeah, of course. Like you say, you've all seen the U-Wing already, so it's just a question of looking at the paint job and seeing how it's been done. So that's the U-Wing for you. Now the X-Wing, there is a little bit new to it because the X-Wing has these unfolding wings. Now I'd seen some oh, pop out, don't break, come on, oh, yeah, there we go. I'd seen videos of the ones that were given away at the May the 4th, the May the 1st of May briefing, and the videos I've seen of people opening and closing the wings, they seemed pretty robust. Okay, but my one isn't so much. It's a bit spongy. It's kind of like I really got to kind of push them a little, pull them a little bit to get them to stay open. And you can kind of see as I pull them up, and then they'll just kind of drop back down again. See that again? Let me try it again one more time. They just kind of close up a little bit. They're a bit spongy. I don't know. Maybe that's the idea for them. Right? You've got the other problem is that there's a chance when you close it that they don't stay straight, but you can, because it's obviously it's just like a space, a gap in the middle with like a scissor hinge that you can put them on the peg and you can have like skewed wings. So this is like I'm not let me see if I can do it again. Okay, so there's the peg and the wings are like that. So you can get like that. So you have to be a bit more careful. And like I said, it's a bit spongy. It's a bit spongy. But the detail's awesome, huh? Look at the engine detail on the back behind the astromech. See if I can get some decent light on it. Yeah, it's amazing. Really cool. Really nice new sculpts and really cool. Really excited for second edition to come by. But anyway, contents. Big base and medium base. We already looked in the TIE Reaper video, so nothing to talk about there. Small base for the X-Wing, 1, 2, 3, 4 dio axles. Second edition content comes its own little baggie. Put that apart from now. Rules leaflet, once again basic things. Explains how to open and close the S-Wing, S-foils, but it's a bit self-explanatory as it is really. And explaining a bit more about how to do Talon rolls, and stuff like that. So yeah, just pretty basic. Once again, no mission in these big box expansions. No missions. And now they're actually calling it in first edition it's X-Wing T65 as well. So that's definitely something of importance. Okay, so contents from the Source Renegades expansion, as far as actual cards and tokens are concerned. Most has been spoiled. Okay, there's your pilot cards for the U-Wings, same on the other side, everything already known about. We got here one X-Wing dial, one U-Wing dial front, and a couple of pilot ship car tokens for your dials and stuff like that. And here you've got your shields, the scrambled condition, and your new U-Wing dial, where your U-Wing dial. The second edition stuff we'll get into in a minute. That's all your tokens and stuff. Card stock done. So let's move on to the cards for the pilots and stuff like that. Like I say, everything's been spoiled except for 3 things in this expansion. So we've got your pilots, our Saw Gerrera, Magvallaro, and Benfic 2 tubes. Okay, those are your U-Wings. Now you've got oh, that's the one I've got to show you in a minute. Culbi Speraro. Okay. Livan Tenza, Edrio 2 tubes. And then, now here's the new stuff. The stuff has not officially been properly spoiled. We've seen it comes in a store championship kit, so we know how much they're worth. But 3 of these Cavern Angel Zealots or Extremists, okay? You get free. 1, 2, 3. And as you saw on the card stock, there were 3 ship tokens for the X-Wing. So you have the 3 unique pilots on one side and the 3 generic extremists on the other side. So once again, elite pilot talent, torpedo, and astromech. And we'll take a look at this now. Let's move this over here and get a good look at this card by putting it on a more close-up camera, more decent camera. Oh, I left that up from the last video, so let's turn that off. So there you go. Extremist Anges de Caverns, contrairement à la plupart des séries rebelles, les partisans de Saw Gerrera utilisent des méthodes jugées trop radicales pour lutter contre l'Empire galactique, à cause de sanglants combats qui ravagent Geonosis et Jeddah. Okay? Yeah. Of course. Cavern Angels. Okay, so translated that means, just because it's flavor text, I know, but just so you know, unlike most rebel cells, Saw Gerrera's partisans used methods considered too radical to fight the Galactic Empire during the bloody fighting that ravaged Geonosis and Jeddah. Okay, that's why they were partisans. That's why they weren't accepted into the rebel movement as it was. So, the Renegade partisan U-Wing. Okay, what's interesting about this is 22 points, okay, same value as the X-Wing, because it's pilot skill 1, whereas the generic U-Wing pilot, is it going to stop doing that? I tried doing this before, and it wasn't having it at all. Right, let me cut that autofocus thing off. It's almost done. Oh, come on, out of the way. Configure, input, autofocus off. Stay as you are. Okay, so yeah, les partisans de Saw Gerrera se resemblent d'abord pour combattre des troupes séparatistes durant los de la guerre des clones. Puis continueront de lutter contre la tyrannie galactique installée par l'Empire. Where we got that one? Renegade U-Wing. The partisans of Saw Gerrera, or Saw Gerrera's partisans, first gathered to fight the separatist troops on Onderon, reference back to the Clone Wars series during the Clone Wars. And then they continued to fight against the galactic tyranny established by the Empire. So excellent. Little flavor text there, brings back a reference to the Clone Wars. Interesting in the Renegade, in the Cavern Angel Zealots, that it talks about Geonosis as well. I'm not sure where that might have come up from. But anyway, going back to the other camera, let's just switch off that overlay. Go back to camera number 3. And we'll show you the contents that has been spoiled. Pivot wing for the U-Wing. Renegade refit, 1, 2, 3 of those. Servo motors for the S4s, 1, 2, 3 of those. The scrambled targeting scrambler and the scrambled condition card, flight assist astromech, magvallado, sorgarera, and crackshot. Yeah, that's everything that's in there apart from 2 other cards which have not been spoiled, and we'll put those on screen in just 1 second. And switch back to the other camera. So, thrust corrector. Let me see. This has got really tiny text on it. Maybe doing it as shadow makes it a bit clearer for you. Quand vous défendez, si vous avez 3 ou moins marqueurs de stress, vous pouvez recevoir un marqueur de stress pour annuler tous les résultats de vos dés. Dans ce cas, ajoutez un résultat evade à votre lancer. Vos dés ne pouvant pas être à nouveau modifiés lors de cette attaque. Vous ne pouvez vous équiper de cette carte que si votre valeur de coque est de 4 ou moins. Okay, so translation for that. First part is, when you defend, if you have 3 or fewer stress tokens, you may receive 1 stress token to cancel all the results of your dice. In this case, add 1 result to your run, which would be, the word here is lancer, which is like throw, so your roll. Your dice cannot be changed again during this attack, so you can't modify, they can't be modified again, similar to the advanced targeting computer. You can't use a different kind of modification on those dice. So this is basically, all your dice get cancelled and you put down 1 evade. It's kind of like a guaranteed evade if you roll all blanks, basically. The second part is to just say that you can only equip this card if your hull value is 4 or less. Okay, so yeah, interesting system. 1 point, only for ships that have got 4 hull or less. Not many ships that got 4 hull or less have got systems, except for the U-wing, G1A, and the B-wing. The G1A obviously shows up in the art there, so maybe they're kind of hinting towards that being something very helpful for that G1A. And it's combination with the stress tokens of having to receive a stress token to cancel all your dice results. Also works really well with those ships because they only have 1 evade. So they only roll 1 dice. So it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to get an evade anyway, but this is like a guaranteed evade for those ships that only roll 1 dice. Yeah, if they don't get the evade, they can just take a stress token and receive an evade anyway. So works really well for ships with just 1 evade dice. Once you start getting up to 2 evade dice, you'd have to be in a pretty hairy situation to want to use take a stress token just to get 1 evade. You'd have to have rolled blanks basically, because if you've rolled 1 evade, then you're in a worse situation by taking the stress token to cancel everything. So works really well with people like Forlom, who have a stress mechanic in his ability, flying the G1A. Kian Farlander in the B-wing could do pretty good at this if he's being pilot skill attacked by PS9, 10, 11, getting attack in on him first, or if he's not got initiative, then the stress token that he takes to boost his defense can then be used on his attack as a focus, so that could be interesting. And on the U-wing as well, with just 1 die and 4 hull, it would be somewhat interesting. Make it a little bit more tanky, basically. Guaranteed evade each turn, each attack. So, well, yeah, each turn. No, you can do up to 3 times before you get shut off because of the stress markers, the stress tokens, you see. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. So yeah, translate it as thrust corrector. No small ship or faction limitations here, just all that. Okay, so that's it. That's it for content from the 1st edition stuff. Let's move on over to 2nd edition stuff. Put that down there and bring out the baggie for 2nd edition. Once again, nice little pamphlet to give you the instructions of all the stuff that's in there, and that's it. Like we saw before. Okay, like I say, just basically instructions of how to find more information and the contents, so you can double check you've got everything. Okay, I'm going to leave the card stock till last this time because there's something I want to talk about with that, and we're going to get straight onto the pilot cards and stuff like that. Not much to talk about here. Like I say, everything has been spoiled. Okay, pivot wings for the U-wings, servo motors for the S-wings, for S4s for the X-wings, proton torpedoes, R3 astromech, R4 astromech, trick shot it's called, in first, second. I can't remember if it's called the same in second edition. Salve automatic salvo. I can't remember what it's called in second edition. It's got the dead man switch. It's also an illicit. Advanced sensors. All this has been spoiled already. Magvayaro, Sorguera pilot, Magvayaro, Benfic 2 tubes, Renegade partisan, Kubi Spirado, Levan Tenza, Edrio 2 tubes, and then 1, 2, 3 extremist Cavan Angels extremists. So yeah, all this stuff has all been spoiled and is available in the Google Doc that's been shared by Die2 on Reddit and stuff like that. The only thing that I find interesting about all this is that all these standard upgrades have the icon, that grey area showing the expansion icon on the left, except for these configuration ones, which come on the right. Yeah, on both sides. Watch. If I flip it over, it's on the right. Yeah. So that means that when you've got that whole thing that they've been showing you when you're lining up all your upgrades of doing it like this and just having them overlap each other the whole way along to save space on your table, suddenly that one, the configuration just kind of messes with that because you can't do that. You can't slide that one under this one. So kind of interesting. That they chose to do that. I don't know if it's maybe that these are going to be the modification, the equivalent of modifications in second edition, that icon doesn't actually appear on cards, on the actual pilot cards when you're in the app, yeah? So whereas before you would have your upgrade bar down here that didn't show modifications or titles because they were new, they didn't come in until after the first wave, they didn't have that icon. I'm guessing that these are probably titles that only work for that one ship, and that configuration will probably never really be an upgrade that gets applied to other ships. It will just be a unique, and that's why they've done it, is to kind of distinguish them from a standard upgrade. So you can't, it's not a standard upgrade you can just put on any ship, just to make sure it's absolutely clear, apart from the icon, that it needs to go specifically in one specific place. So yeah, everything's been spoiled as far as second edition is concerned, and cards are concerned. But now we're going to get into something now. Here we go. This is your second edition card stock. Okay, you've got the X-Wing T65 and U-Wing dial. Okay, Kubi Spirado. And here, Levan Tenza, Edrio 2 tubes, and once again the ship tokens on the other side are all Cavan Angels extremists. Okay, but that's it. Okay, let's have a look also, because there was some doubt about this, but I'll just make this 100% clear that the the bullseye arc is exactly the same width, regardless of what size token you're playing on. Yeah, it's about the width of a range ruler, exactly the same size. Okay, so that brings me to my next discussion, which is you've got one. Let's turn it around the other way so you can see it clearly. Stand up, mate. 1, 2, 3 extremist angels ship tokens. Cool, yeah? We can be that's all pretty clear. That's a cool thing. We've got 3 of those. What have I done with the other ones? I'll put them down there. We got 1, where is it? 2, 3 extremist pilot cards. But you've only got 1 dial. So what I'm basically saying to you here is that if you want to play the 3 extremists in X-Wing 2.0, you will have to wait until 2.0 core set and expansion and conversion kits come out, or your or the expansion pack for the X-Wing, because you don't have enough dials to be able to play them. So you will have to pick up the dials for the X-Wings. You will need the conversion kit before you're going to be able to play free Cavern Angels Extremists, because there's only one 2.0 dial in the pack, which is a shame. I mean, maybe I'm being a bit silly about it, maybe just a little tiny thing, but you know, being able to get out your other two X-Wings, put them on the pegs, and say, look, I've got a full Rebel squad now. I've got my U-wing, I've got my three X-Wings, I'm ready to go for 2.0, and be able to have some fun messing around with that. But no, that's not going to be possible 100%. And there's another thing that's weird about this pack, as far as I'm concerned, is that you'll notice I've shared all the cards, but there hasn't been a threat card. So no, there's no threat cards in these expansions, so you have no idea how to build a list either in 2.0. You're just basically given cards so that when 2.0 becomes available, you're ready to go straight out the gate with these guys. But up until then, it's no good to you. It's not like a preview. It's not like a teaser of 2.0. It's just something to look at for now. There's nothing you can read. I've got a hole in my t-shirt on that side. There it is. But yeah, nothing you can really do about it, and that's a shame, because it would have been nice. It also means that unless there's threat cards for Source Renegades and the TIE Reaper in the conversion kits, which as far as I'm aware we didn't see any in the conversion kit, the Rebel conversion kit that was leaked at the UK Games Expo, that means that the people that aren't able to play on the app or want to play using the threat system are never going to be able to use the Source Renegades or the TIE Reaper expansion. It's just not going to be possible. There's no threat system in these packs. So unless they put some up on their website, which goes back to the problem that you have to be able to get to the website to be able to play with it. These kits can't be used in 2.0. And if you've not got an internet connection, you can't use these kits in 2.0. Because you don't know how much everything's worth. There's no threat system, so there's no threat cards. So there's nothing, you can't, because it would have been cool, you know, just to have, okay, let's, I've got here, I can see my Edgeo 2 tubes with this and this and this is free threat points, and on my TIE Reaper, I can take this, this and this, and it's free threat points, and we've seen from the stuff in the unboxing how many threat points a TIE fighter and stuff like that could be, but not here, so it's a shame. I would like that. Another thing that I think was a missed opportunity was when they had with taking the missions out of the rules pamphlets. I think you could have given people a real teaser of 2.0 by putting a mission in, saying you take Saw Gerrera in the U-wing and what's his name, Levan Tenza in the X-wing against 4 TIE fighters, for example, or a TIE bomber, a TIE interceptor, and a TIE fighter against an X-wing. Yeah, and just giving you a threat build out for that X-wing in a mission, just saying set up this sort of stuff, and you've got to get from here to here, pick up this sort of stuff. So a little bit of a missed opportunity there, I feel. They are very cool expansions, and it's nice to get your hands on some 2.0 content. But yeah, I think that there could have been a little bit more effort made to make them just a little bit better. Like I said, my 2.0 problems are the dials not being marked in a visible way for when you're using it. I've got really dark eyes, huh? The light above me. So really the dials not being marked so they can be easily identified when in use. The lack of threat cards in the 2.0 expansion packs for the Saw Renegades and the TIE Reaper, and the lack of a mission to make it somewhat juicy, the expansion packs. Right now, knowing that 1.0 is coming to its end, you've got that 1.0 stuff to try, but with only 2 major tournaments to come. I mean, this weekend is the Seattle Open, but they're not going to be legal for that because they're coming out the next couple of days. And after that, you've got the UK Nationals and Polish Nationals in August, and Gen Con and the Nova Open for the US Nationals and the Intercontinental, the American Continent Championship. So I don't know. I think that as far as 2.0 is concerned, they were being very cautious to try and keep things very secret, and to a certain extent, it doesn't really make that much difference. I know that everybody picking up this pack wants to put it on the table and start playing 2.0 with it, and that's not 100% going to be possible. But anyway, thank you for tuning into this video, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.